Hello, people. It's your boss man back here again with another charity stream. Yes, love to see it. Listen, today we've got fantastic panel for you. Two people on here, but the main man is here. You see him in his Arsenal kit. You love to see a smile on his face. A gal is in the building. A gal, my brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Better than your United lot.
Listen, I know what you're like in terms of your confidence, but I love it. I love that you come in with your chest out. That's what it's all about. Obviously, you guys are flying high. You got every reason to be smiling. So it is what it is. Listen, it could be worse. It could be Chelsea at the moment. We know what's going on over there. I'm probably getting
Hey,
your opinion on that. What did you say? Sorry, I
they
said you
spent
could
a
be.
lot of money, man. They have no reason to, no excuses. Chelsea
Listen. I want to
Chelsea
get
need to
your
be title challengers. No excuses.
listen. I need to get your opinions on that at some point, but we're going to focus mainly on Manchester United v Arsenal. If you are joining us, make sure you do slap a like on the video. But most importantly, the link is in the description and also in the comment section. The purpose of these shows is to raise money for Pakistan. As you can see on the screen, alhamdulillah, within 4 or 5 days, we've raised £760, which is a lot more than I expected. The target is 1K. So if you can't donate, please do share it with your family, friends, whatever you may do, or whatever you can. Obviously, feel free to check out my Twitter as well, where there's more information of what's going on in Pakistan and obviously in general, what's happening. But anyways, we're going to get straight into it. Like I said, Mons and AK will be joining us very shortly. We're going to be focused on Man United v Arsenal in particular, but we are happy to take your questions.
Yeah, this guy's internet keeps chugging out. Usman, what's going on, man? What's going on with your internet? Anyways, big up Usman, man. Guys, talk to me about the games. Everyone in the chat, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hit that like button, that subscribe button right now. Usman, what happened?
Listen, my internet's bugging today. I don't know what's happening. I do apologize. It's gonna happen a lot during the show. But listen, if I crash, just keep doing your thing, Gal. Anyways, as the gal said, hit the subscribe button. We'll get into it. First things first, Gal. Let's get into it. Manchester United v Arsenal. 5 wins in 5 for Arsenal. I'm sure even you could not have predicted that. How are you feeling about your start so far?
I actually did predict it 5 for
Oh,
5. I said we should win all 5 games, and we did win all 5 games. If you don't know, I do this all the time, where I just feel like we should beat inferior teams, and we had a lot of inferior teams. So Manchester United is going to be a real test, and I hope we do come out of it with all 3 points, or else people are going to use this as the point of reference to say, you know what, haha, all these wins were pointless, and everything was just a mirage, and people are going to make fun of it. So I don't want that to happen.
yeah, I mean, as you said, people potentially might use this as a stick to hit Arsenal with. But isn't it almost like a bit of a cop out? Because everyone always used to say if you beat the so-called easier game, so to speak, you tend to either compete for the league or you're definitely in the top 4. So, I mean, although you have beaten teams I'd expect you to beat, I'm not going to lie. I think it's a bit harsh to take that away from you because at the end of the day, you can only be what's in front of you. Granted, sometimes you can't look too much into the performance because obviously it's against less opposition. But look, other teams have struggled against these certain teams. Like Southampton done Chelsea over. Fulham made it difficult for Liverpool. They dropped points. Granted, it was early into the season, but those teams have made it difficult for other teams. Just because Arsenal beating them doesn't discredit your wins for me personally. And look, I've got a lot. I always banter Arsenal fans, but I think at the moment, if you're hating on Arsenal, you're just a hater because you got nothing to hate. Like they're playing beautiful football, probably the best in the league, arguably. My only thing is, and I've said consistently, is your squad depth is going to kill you, basically, or lack of squad depth. I think when the fixtures start building up and you start getting injuries, which it looks like you've got a couple already, then we're going to see the true Arsenal. Because at the moment, it's quite easy for Arteta in the sense that he gets to pick a steady 11. There's not much chopping and changing. When he's having to start changing players, like for example, if Odegaard was to get injured, obviously God forbid in your case, but then we'll see how Smith Rowe fills those boots. Because for me, Odegaard's extremely important for Arsenal, as also the players. But in terms of how Arteta's approached it, obviously I know you've always been an Arteta fan. How has the fan base changed? Like in the sense that of course you're positive, you're winning. Obviously you're going to be positive, but do the fan base genuinely believe in Arteta now? Because a lot of fans, especially towards the back end of the last season, were basically Arteta out, if not at least on the verge. You'd probably say it was 60-40 Arteta out. Obviously, you'll know better than me. Have you really seen the difference in the fan base, so to speak?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like majority of the fan base are supporting the club. And you can tell by when we concede a goal, the way that everyone's just like positive and like cheering the boys on. And it's a little bit of the reason why whenever we concede a goal, we end up bouncing back right away, is because there's just such a positive mood around the club. There are still people who are upset and angry and will never be happy until we actually win a major honor. But at the end of the day, the general consensus is that we're headed in the right direction. The manager's headed in the right direction. The club is playing the right football. It's just the transfer window ended, and I feel like everything is perfect except the team is just not fully there yet. Just like you said, we're not fully there yet with the squad depth. We're not fully there yet with everything. We don't have everything that we need yet. It would have been beneficial to us to just go a little bit further and just get one more thing over the line, but we couldn't do that. And now we're in a situation where the transfer window's over, and we haven't signed all the pieces that we needed, but we signed the big pieces that we wanted.
Yeah, obviously one of those big pieces, without a shadow of a doubt, has probably been one of the best players this season. You know what I'm gonna say anyways. Gabriel Jesus, he's been an absolute revelation. I mean, from Lacazette to Jesus is absolutely ridiculous as an
It's the
upgrade.
biggest upgrade this summer. Biggest upgrade by far this summer.
I'm trying to think of it. I mean, I personally think Scott McTominay to Casemiro is still is up there as well, without a shadow of a doubt. But we haven't seen that in action yet, so obviously we can't put that one forward. But in terms of Gabriel Jesus, the one thing I will say is, right, as a Man United fan, look, again, I can't hate at the moment. That would just be bitter, right, and that kind of guy. So one thing I will say about him, are you too reliant on him though? Because I know that sounds like a weird. Because I know not in terms of goals or assists necessarily, but in terms of what he brings to the team, is there potential that if he's locked up in terms of people are targeting him, that a couple of other players may struggle a bit? Because I feel like Martinelli is benefiting in particular a lot from the way Jesus plays, similar to how Martial would do for us to an extent, or Firmino when he was good at Liverpool.
You know what? I personally think Gabriel Jesus, it doesn't matter how much you try to get him off his game, he just seems to be always on point. He seems to always be on point. He seems to always have a solution to whatever problem we face. And I know it's been early, but I don't think there's much Man United. It's not about the Man United the defense that actually is the thing that I'm banking on. I'm more or less banking on that your attack is going to be nullified by our defense. I think our attack is looking nice right now. The thing you guys probably need to worry about is your own attack being on that level. Hello? Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but Gabriel Jesus, in my opinion, has been scintillating. There's no question about it. I don't think anybody can tell me anything negative about Gabriel Jesus. He's an absolute baller, really. Yo, Usman, you back yet? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's literally that 5 seconds. AK in the building.
You
Jesus,
didn't think
he's looking
you
fresh in the
you
gym
didn't
as well.
you didn't think
Yes.
you were gonna do a whole build up without me, lads, did you? Like, what's going on here?
Yo, AK, let me ask you this, man. Why are you so like positive? You think you're gonna win so easily? Like, what's going on?
First of all, I want to apologize on behalf
Yeah,
of
yeah.
everyone.
Assalamu alaikum.
I want to apologize on behalf of everyone for all the nonsense you're about to hear from Igal for the next 50 minutes. I sincerely apologize. No one should be subject to this, but if you're here, it is what it is. Second of all, this is a charity stream, obviously, for a very, very good cause. So please, if you have any change to spare, I'll be donating myself. If you have anything to spare, even if you don't have it, share it, spread it out, send it to as many people as you can, and let's hit that goal as quick as we can, hopefully. Third of all,
Oh,
we're slapping the shit out of Arsenal. Like, we are slapping the shit out of them. I don't think you understand. You are about to come to Old Trafford and play a Manchester United team that actually looks like they know how to play football. Last season, we didn't know what we were doing. Michael Carrick came in and he whacked you like Old Trafford. So what do you think when we have an actual manager and a team that likes what they're doing and likes the way they are playing, and understands the kind of football they want to play? What gives you any hope that you're going to be able to come to Old Trafford where, bear in mind, you've only picked up one win since 2006? What makes you think today or Sunday is going to be the time for you lot to do that? That's what I want to know, because that's the delusion, is thinking the same thing and expecting a different result and doing the same thing every single time. And that's you guys when you come to Old Trafford. You do the same thing and the same result every single time.
Gallo, over to you, mate. What are your thoughts on that one? Straight in there.
He's just basically asking me, do you think you're going to be able to pick up the 3 points? Am I wrong?
I'm saying, where's your confidence coming from? Is what I'm asking you.
My confidence coming from because we've won 5 games out of 5. Our team is absolutely flying right now. We're in great form. Understandably so. We should come into this game with a level of confidence. And I feel like going into this game, our attack is looking better. Our defenses look solid. Overall, yes, we have had some injury issues, but from how we looked last game in the midfield, we didn't have that many midfield issues. And I'm just thinking Manchester United don't have enough of a threat attacking wise. And if we can start off the game early, I think we're going to be sitting very comfortable for the majority of the
game. So you said your team is playing well right now. You're on a 5 out of 5 win. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's wrong at the moment. I just want to ask you, do you remember this fixture last season?
Yes.
How many wins in a row did you have coming into this fixture last season?
I'm not exactly sure.
I'll tell you because I know. You were 10 out of 10. You had 10 wins, not a single loss in 10 games. We just came off losing to Liverpool, City, and Watford. And you attended Old Trafford. You came, same hype, same thing. Last season it was, I hope Ronaldo plays because Ben White and Gabriel, the best centre-backs in the league, are going to pocket him. This year, it's the same tune, but all that's changed is Saliba and Gabriel this time instead of Ben White and Gabriel. It's the same tune that you're singing every single time you go. This is what I'm saying. 5 out of 5. Last year it was 10 out of 10. You're telling me about your defense. Last season, it was about your defense. You're telling me about your attack. Last season, you were telling me about how you lot couldn't stop scoring goals for 10 games in a row. None of that matters when you come to Old Trafford. The sooner you realize that, the better for your mental health, bro.
Listen, AK's come to smoke. I absolutely love it. But listen, one thing I will say as a guy, I just want to ask you regarding, you said your midfielder. For me personally, I don't agree with that comment because you haven't really, your midfield's not been tested basically. Lokonga's come in, fair play to him, he's a young lad. But if I recall correctly, when he was playing against us last time, he got absolutely rinsed. It's a big game for him away from home. Obviously, AK has just said that as well. How do you think he's going to fare alongside Xhaka? Who's, look, to be fair to Xhaka, he's done well here and there recently, but in these big moments, Xhaka's crumbled a lot of times. So are you actually genuinely believing your midfield is capable of coming to Old Trafford and holding it down against potential Casemiro and co?
Listen, the thing is, this new Manchester United team is a little bit unknown, but what we from what I know from the players that I currently have in my team, there's going to be a game plan where we don't have to worry about our deficiencies in midfield. Yes, we don't have Thomas Partey, but last game we looked good. I know it's against Aston Villa, and the game before that with Mohamed Elneny we looked good. But the fact that Mohamed Elneny is not there is not that big of an issue at this moment in time. I'm not too worried, honestly. I think the team, the game plan is going to be the same to try to hold on to possession as much as possible. I don't think Manchester United is going to allow that. So it's going to be a back and forth game. It's going to try to press you high up the pitch, and the system's going to be the same. We're going to have Xhaka playing as an advanced 8, possibly helping out that midfielder, and we're also going to have Zinchenko or Tierney, whoever plays, helping out the midfield also.
Please, let's not lie. Tierney doesn't do what Zinchenko does. Tierney hugs the touchline. He doesn't cut in. He doesn't come in and help no midfielder in any sort of way.
But you know what that does? You know what that does? If Tierney is playing, then Xhaka is going to be dropping a little bit and helping. If Zinchenko is playing, then we have a lot more
injured. He's not playing. Zinchenko.
Then we have a lot more. Say it again.
Zinchenko's not playing. Arteta's already said he's injured.
No, Arteta did say he's injured, but he's doubtful. He could still potentially play.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I don't think I do think Zinchenko is going to be a big miss for you because his intelligence and the areas that he picks up, in particular in midfield, like obviously AK just said, Tierney and got down his locker basically. I mean, that's not something someone can just pick up. It's a lot of coaching that comes into that. But for me personally, the reason I'm confident going to the game is the fact that obviously you said that your defense has been brilliant. It has, to be fair, but against Leicester, I saw a lot of frailties in your team.
Against Leicester?
Yeah, because they barely attacked you and they still scored a couple of goals that for me personally, The other
Bro, that
teams.
game was done. That game was done in the first half when they
No,
scored.
you outplayed them. I'm not saying that you didn't outplay them. You deserve to win and nothing like that. I'm not saying none of that stuff. But what I'm saying is a team that's put it on you, your team's kind of struggled defensively. And that's not me saying that Man United have got the firepower. But I feel like if Ronaldo comes in, he always does well against Arsenal. He did it last season, bagged the brace. Regardless of his pace, the guy seems to find goals from nowhere. And I think for me, off the back of yesterday's performance as well, that Ronaldo cameo, it was a bit different to what I normally expect from Ronaldo. He looked on it, to be honest. And he knows he's staying now, so he ain't got a choice. So I underestimate us to an extent. I understand when you're confident, but I do think you're underestimating us a bit.
I don't feel like I'm underestimating you guys at all. I respect what you guys have done recently with Ten Hag. I just feel like it's still very early in your development, and to think you guys are anywhere near the level that you guys are going to be at in the future is not, you're not there yet. And I'm not fearful of this attack. I think you guys are still very vulnerable defensively, and on the counter press, I wonder if you guys are going to be able to handle it.
I mean, go on, Ake.
No, I was just gonna say, listen, I'm not worried about the press. The reason I'm not worried about the press is when we played the best pressing team in the country, what did we do?
We outrun.
You won 2-1 against a team that had no midfield.
Hear what I'm saying? When we played the best pressing team in the country, what did we do?
You beat Liverpool, but that
we played. No, forget about the result. What did we do to evade their press?
No, but listen.
No.
Fulham did that against them. Again, Liverpool have been poor this season.
Egal, you're not listening. Again, if you're not listening to my point, you'll never understand it. When we played against the team that is supposedly the best pressing team in the country, what did we do to get rid of their biggest the biggest attribute that they have in their team?
You passed it around it.
We played the ball long.
Yeah, we went long.
The whole Liverpool game, we knew they were going to press the shit out of us. So what did we do? Erik ten Hag is smart enough to realize when he can play a certain style of football and when he can't. We played the game long, that whole game, and won second balls. That's why we were so effective. So in the first few minutes, if Arsenal's press becomes a problem, we'll do the exact same thing. We'll play the ball long to Ronaldo and feed off those second balls and essentially bypass your whole press if we have to. If that press is evadable in terms of if we're able to pass out of it, which I think we are, because I've seen Leicester do it in spells. I even seen Palace do it in spells as well. I think we're more than, and Arsenal's intensity only lasts for about 40 minutes in a 90-minute game. So it's something that's very easily dealable. We can deal with very, very easily, in my opinion. I'm not worried about that. One thing I don't want is I don't want to play on the transition. I don't want this game to turn into a tennis match. I don't want it to be back and forth, back and forth. Someone needs to have control of this game. It won't be United who's going to control the game. It'll probably be Arsenal, which is the better for us, because when teams get more comfortable around us and they think they can play their kind of football is when we catch them on the transition, and that's when we do our best work. And before you even spew this nonsense about Arsenal don't get caught on the transition a lot, it's the same song that you lot sang last year as well, but we still caught you numerous times. So as I said, I'm not worried at all. The attacking threats in that Arsenal team, Bukayo Saka doesn't offer much of a threat. The biggest threat they had in their team is Martin Odegaard, who's doubtful now to even play. Martinelli, who I am a little bit afraid of going up against Dalot, because I think he can absolutely wash him if he gets into the right position. We have to keep a bit of an eye on him. But apart from that, Jesus, yes, of course, always a worry. Very quick feet, very good positional play, knows where to be and when to be there. But he's going up against one of the best centre backs in the league on form. So I'm not worried. As I said, I'm not worried about anything.
Yeah, I think in terms of what you're saying, AK, I completely hear you, man. For me, I just think with Arsenal, they're gonna try and play their type of football in terms of obviously on the front foot. But you got to remember, it's Old Trafford. I mean, we got the home atmosphere. There's probably going to be a protest.
Who's the favorites? I want to ask AK.
No, of course, Arsenal, top of the league. Of course, your favorites.
This guy.
What? 5 out of 5 unbeaten title challenges. Of course, your favorites.
I know Invincibles. I'm good at
Invincibles. Are you crazy? I really
wanted to hear the Invincibles theory, but I think the atmosphere is going to be amazing. Like, I was there for Liverpool game, and obviously we had the Glazers out protest prior to the game. And there's probably going to be another one for this one as well outside the stadium. Listen, I can tell you right now that atmosphere at the moment at Old Trafford is different. And it's not necessarily what's happening on the pitch or what's happening off is literally because of the Glazers out protest. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a cauldron. So if you go 1-0 behind early, it's going to be a long day for you, for me personally. But what I will say to you is, Igal, in terms of what you bring to the table, obviously the way you're pressing, obviously the confidence, etc. Where do you think the game's going to be won for Arsenal? Because obviously you're quite confident that you're going to get something, if it's going to be won, obviously. But what do you think our major weaknesses that you're going to exploit?
I honestly, I haven't really thought.
You don't know because there's not that much weaknesses in this team.
I'm looking at your United team, and I'm saying to yourself, you've improved your midfield, but at the same time, I'm looking at Eriksen and Bruno, and I'm saying, are they going to help out enough, where you guys don't get overrun in certain areas?
Absolutely, they've shown that they are.
Okay, that's
We've seen it.
that's one concern I have. Also, my next thing, I'm looking at Della. I'm saying to myself, let's see what we can do against him. Obviously, he's looked good against Southampton and Leicester. I want to see how he does. I want to see how he does against an informed Martinelli.
That's going to be a good matchup. I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, I want to see that. And finally, I feel like Odegaard has been absolutely on fire as of late, and he's been performing well. If he's fit and he's available in this game, I want to see how you guys try to nullify his attack in threat.
Unfortunately, I literally just looked up the weather forecast. It's raining on Sunday, so I don't think Odegaard is going to do it a lot. Plus, this isn't that same Man United team that you played where you can pass the ball around in front of our back four. There's a destroyer there now. There's a man that sweeps and cleans anything that goes in his area, bro. Anything that goes anywhere around him. So I would love to, you know what? And I'm actually I hope Odegaard does play because I want to see if he's able to pick up those pockets of space on the edge of the box and in and around the box that he has been picking up so far this season against other teams. I'm very interested to see that because personally, I don't think that space is there against us anymore. Whereas when a team comes to the edge of our box, we defend as a unit and we defend very, very compact. So I'd love to see if you guys are the ones to try and break that down.
AK, in terms of obviously what you're saying there, like for me personally, the major key is Martinez, isn't it? Obviously, a lot of rival fans and the so-called pundits, lazy arguments talking about his height, still not lost an aerial duel, obviously still waiting for that to occur. But in general, how much of an impact has this guy had alongside Varane as well, who's been absolutely phenomenal? How important them two?
Morally, what they've brought to that defense is incredible. We always used to say South Americans can't succeed at Man United for some reason. This guy is going to be a success. He's already a fan favorite. The way he behaves, that Liverpool game, that first tackle against Salah, and then giving him the shoulder straight, that set the precedent for the whole game. That set the tempo for the whole game. And it's going to be the same thing against Arsenal. Like that game against Leicester. What was it? They had a little push and shove with Jamie Vardy in the first couple of minutes in that next to that corner flag. That set the tempo and the precedent for the whole game. And against Arsenal, I don't know who his victim is going to be, but he's going to pick a victim and he's going to bully them from minute 1 to minute 90. I hope it's Gabriel Jesus. I honestly hope Jesus thinks this guy, I can get one over on him, and he tries to drift to that side because he will struggle for 90 minutes. Jamie Vardy came out yesterday after the game, and Jamie Vardy is known as the bully of the Premier League when it comes to strikers. He came out and he said, this guy is a bully. This guy is an absolute bully. He will not leave you alone for 90 minutes. And that's what people don't understand. That aggression, we've not had it. Him and Varane make the perfect partnership. One aggressive, one recovery, more laid back and more aware of everything else around him. The amount of times we saw someone, very rare, but when we did see anyone get past Martinez, or when we saw the ball kind of bounce around and get past him, who was there? Varane every single time on the cover. When we saw someone blitz past Malacia, Martinez was there. If anyone got past Dalot, Varane was there. All high fives, all gassed, all excited, and it's going to be that same thing. I promise you now, in the first 2 minutes of that game, there will be a tackle, there will be a pushing match that will set the precedent for the whole game, and it's going to be Martinez who does it. He's been an absolute catalyst, and I love him to bits already, man. He's already one of my favorite players in this team.
No, but don't you feel like everything you're saying is pretty much like the bare minimum you'd expect from a team?
Absolutely, it is the bare minimum. You're right, but we've not seen it.
We've not done the bare minimum.
Okay, so Arsenal have been doing this for the longest time. Literally, we've been
and yet it will not get you the 3 points.
Why? What's your logic?
My logic, I can keep repeating it for you all day and all night if you want. Arsenal Football Club cannot win at Old Trafford. It's just it doesn't happen. I'm telling you now, when those players step into Old Trafford and there is an atmosphere there, they crumble. It's a given fact. We've got what 2006 till 2022. How many years is that? What is that? 12 plus 4, 16, 8, 17 years, however long that is. We've got 16 years of evidence. And you know what makes it even more perfect? The only time you've been able to win there in those 16 years was the one game where there was no fans.
Was
The
under
one game where there was no fans in the stadium. An empty Old Trafford. An empty Old Trafford.
under Arteta.
But an empty Old Trafford. That is my point. So you can sit here and smug face confidence. I like it. You're top of the league. Do you know what I'm saying? I expect this from you, lad. You're top of the league. 5 out of 5 invincibles, unbeaten, running it back like it's 0-4. I hear it. But when you had your last unbeaten run, who ended it?
Manchester United.
It wasn't Man United. It was my guy Wayne Rooney who ended it. And this time it won't be him. And I hope to God it's Anthony, because that would be even more sweet the more amount of shit you'll have been talking this week.
Listen, personally, let's just see what Anthony can do when he's in the Premier League. I don't know what he's capable of. That's the reality.
By the way, I want to address one thing as well. Sorry, I was meant to take over here for a second.
No, sorry, do your thing, man.
I saw Igal say something about Partey and Casemiro. And I just want to know where that comes from. Man, like months.
Yes.
First of all,
Gee.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Sorry,
so
bro.
No, you're good, brother. Don't worry, man.
I've been
No, no,
ducking
Mohamed
you.
Salah
I've been ducking you, by the way. I've been ducking you.
I was about to say I didn't even get a good morning message after that Liverpool game, bro. What's going on?
Figure skaters at the back of my back line, innit? Figure skaters. That's what it is.
Yeah, once you good?
But I'm alright, man. I'm in the mud.
He's alive, man. That's all that matters.
Listen, yeah, he's got his 3 points, man. He's happy, man. He's happy.
Arsenal settings, eh?
I mean, that was supposed to be your side, isn't it? I mean,
Well, listen. Before we off track, before we go off track,
January.
before we go off track, I need to address this Partey Casemiro comparisons that I'm seeing on social media. That our good friend Igal here just went on a whole stream and told us that
I wasn't going to mention it.
No, of course we're going to mention it. He told me that. What did you say? Something along the lines of the levels apart at the moment, or something like that.
No, I said Thomas Partey as a footballer is a better player. And at this moment in time, if you want to say a possession style football, who's a better suited? It's Thomas Partey.
And why is that?
Thomas Partey is actually a player who can play and progress the ball and pass and has all the capabilities, not only of a 6 but of an 8, and that's how football has progressed. Your DMs are more capable to do more than
so he's better because he can play in more positions.
He's better because he's more capable to dribble out the back, pass out the back, under pressure, under control, and he's
as a 6, Igal, who's better?
As a destroyer,
a 6 doesn't necessarily mean a destroyer. A 6 means a player that can do the sweeping and the cleaning, but can also play the ball as well.
All around, I'd rather have Thomas Partey.
No, I'm not asking you who you'd rather have. I'm asking you who's better.
All around, I think Thomas Partey is better.
And what is your evidence for this?
He's better at passing. He's better under pressure. He's better at breaking the lines. He's better building up play from deep. He's better in a possession-based team, keeping the ball ticking and linking the attack and the defense. He is better overall than Casemiro in that. Let's be honest.
But where have you seen this from Thomas Partey? Because I'll be real with you, when he was in La Liga, he was playing as a number 8. He came to Arsenal as a number 6. He's been at Arsenal for one second, because he's been at Arsenal for 114 Premier League games. That's how long he's been at Arsenal.
Yes,
out of those 114 Premier League games, he's played less than 50. So where are you getting this notion that he's capable of doing all these things that you say? Because last season, even he came out himself and said, "I'm stinking it up. I need to get better." Himself from his own mouth. So where are you, Igal, getting all of this? Because he hasn't improved that much since that statement came out.
No, but nothing I said is indicative of one position. It's his skill sets and what he's capable of doing.
He's not shown us this skill set. You're making it up in your head.
He clearly has shown us his passing range. He has shown us throughout his career. He's shown us his passing range. Especially at Arsenal, he's shown us his passing range. He's shown us his dribbling ability. He's shown us the fact that he's press resistant. He's shown us recently at Arsenal, especially, that he's capable to play that number 6 position as a lone 6. Similar to what Casemiro would be expected to do if you guys don't play a 2-man midfield, a 2-man what do you call it, double pivot.
So let me get this straight. Casemiro is very, very press resistant, and if you watched anything outside of the Premier League, you would know this. If you watched Casemiro consistently, you would know that just because he has Kroos and Modric next to him does not mean the man cannot pass. We've seen him play dime 70-yard balls onto the feet of Vinicius Jr. just last season in the Champions League.
Oh, is he a better passer? Is he a better passer than Thomas Partey?
Again, we're talking about what they're capable of doing, right? Thomas Partey, you could tell me, yes, he might be a better passer. He's not more press resistant than him. That is nonsense. That is absolutely nonsense. He is not a better DM or number 6 or sweeper or cleaner or whatever you want to call it than him. That is nonsense.
Be a better all-around midfielder.
Absolute. What is it? But then Casemiro is not an all-around midfielder. Casemiro is a number 6. So stop trying to tell me about the attributes of a number 8. I'm not asking you about that.
But the 6 has transitioned. Look at Fabinho.
In your head, it's transition.
No,
Fabinho and Rodri do the job of a defensive midfielder. They sweep and then they progress the ball. That is why they are so good. Casemiro does the same thing. He can sweep, he can progress the ball. Thomas Partey, just because he can sometimes get on the edge of the box and maybe have a pop and hit Rose Z 17 times before he hits the target, does not make him a better all-around midfielder, bro. I'm sorry. And the other thing is, if you're putting him in conversations with Casemiro, that means you're putting him in conversations with Fabinho and Rodri as well, because that's the level of Casemiro when we talk about number 6s. Furthermore, take Fabinho out of this conversation because he's been dead for a good minute. We're talking about Rodri, Casemiro at the top at the moment. Those are the best 2 DMs in the league, probably the best 2 DMs in the world right now.
Hey, listen. If you defensively Casemiro, on the ball, under pressure, overall, I'm having Thomas Partey. That's me.
Listen, just before we carry on, I just wanna quickly interject, just say, obviously, for everyone that is tuning in, firstly, shout out to Monts. I think this is the first time you're on my channel. Obviously, me and Monts go way back. Listen, if you don't know about Sarcasm City Pro Club, just know we're the best midfield in the bloody Pro Club's history. Me, Monts, flawless, holding it down, best number 10, out here, do this thing. So welcome to the channel, first and foremost, my boy. It's been long overdue. Obviously,
100%.
as well,
and
so.
Again, I'm so sorry for not being here on time. Obviously, I'm someone who likes to be there as soon as it starts. I've literally had so many streams coming in today, but I had to make
time. It's good.
Because you know we've been trying to make this stream happen for so long. So I think I have to squeeze it in somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? And hopefully again make this a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? Make this a regular thing.
100%. But listen, obviously the purpose of the stream, just to quickly reiterate, you can probably see from the title and you can see from the screen as well, is to raise money for Pakistan. If you're not aware, there's devastating floods currently in Pakistan. 33% of the country is currently underwater. Over 1,000 people have lost their lives and over 1 million people have lost their homes as well. So basically what I've done all week on my... Yeah, I appreciate that. But basically on the channel, all I've done this week and hopefully next week as well, inshallah, is basically raise as much money as we possibly can. As you can see from the screen, we currently raised 760 quid, which is a lot more than I thought. So I appreciate everyone that's sharing, dropping a like, obviously, and most importantly, donate to the cause. If you can't donate for whatever reason, your financial circumstances, please just share the stream, drop a like, do what you got to do. It's completely free to just share it. But yeah, I appreciate everyone obviously for tuning in as well. But listen, to get back to the football, Months, we're going to let you have your say. Obviously, I don't want to throw my 2 pence in there because I think I'm probably going to be a bit biased here. So, Months, somewhat new. Are you neutral? I don't know about that. But Months, what are your thoughts on the Casemiro and Partey conversation?
It's not a comparison. I think it's a difficult argument to have because Casemiro hasn't really set foot in the Premier League properly. He's had about half an hour, 40 minutes in the Premier League. So
almost as much time as Partey has played over the last 3 years.
Yeah, like I think with Partey, he has so much to give, but on his day, how often is on his day? How often is that? Because he's not as he's been consistent off the back of last year when he had that run, when Arsenal had that run. But before that, it's like stops. It's been very stop-start with him. And to be stop-start and then even quality-wise, like
in the games where he's played,
how often are you going to be on your day? To me, sounding a bit like a juiced up Naby Keita. I think he's a good DM. He's a good 8, whatever you want to call it with him, because he plays a bit of both. But it's about the fitness has to be sorted out, and how often he's going to get that quality. And I think we did see what he was capable of off the back end of last season. We saw a very good Thomas Partey for a good 8 to 10 games at least.
He played 20 games 20 plus games.
No, I'm saying that off the back, that the run though, and I'm not saying from throughout the whole season. He had a very good run at the end of the season, where he was excellent. I think when he comes back from his injury, boy, he needs to hit the ground running again, because now I think a lot of Arsenal fans are becoming restless with his availability, because it does hinder Arsenal a lot, the availability, and there isn't significant cover, in my opinion, there, compared to the quality. I think it's unfair to compare him to Casemiro. I think Casemiro is in the category of Fabinho and Rodri, in my opinion. And Brozovic, I'd say Brozovic maybe slides in there as well, but yeah.
Wait, you think Partey's in that convo?
Yeah, Thomas Partey might not be. Thomas Partey might not be up there with what's his name, Rodri right now, but he's in the mix. He's in the mix of the best midfielders.
I think he's outside the brackets though. I think
this is so delusional.
Okay, name the best midfielders in the league.
If we're talking about them number sixes, that the profiles of the Fabinhos, the Keiters, as you said, Brozovic, who's very underrated, who falls into that conversation. If we're talking around Europe, I think the elite of this, we have Fabinho. Even though his form has dropped, 4 or 5 months of bad form doesn't get rid of the permanent class. You have Fabinho, you have Rodri, and this is in no particular order. You have Fabinho, you have Rodri, you have Brozovic, you have Casemiro, and then there's a gap in that number 6 position, a large gap, because them 4, I think, are way ahead of the pack. Then you can have whoever you want in there.
And it's about consistency. Do you know what it is? That's
the man has played. The man has been available for 114 fucking games, and he's played less than 50. He can't stay fit.
Yeah.
How can you tell me this man is going to be amongst the best DMs because of what? Playing 15 games a season and not even playing at the highest level in those 15 games. These men have done it in the biggest games on the planet against the best players on the planet consistently. You keep talking about how the position has changed. Egal, while that position has been changing, what's it? Let me land. Because while that number 6 position has changed over the last 5 years, who was a mainstay at Real Madrid? Who was there every single year? Who was there winning all them Champions Leagues? Who was there doing exactly what was needed of him every single year? Football can change, but that doesn't mean the people who play that position change, bro. It's not a comparison. It's an illness, in my opinion.
One second, please.
Go on.
And all people, aka the same guy who went to bat for Pogba for the last 3 seasons, knowing that his ability, everyone knows.
What do I say about Pogba? Don't misquote me here. What do I say about Pogba?
But you continuously.
But what do I say about Pogba though?
So what do you mean?
What is my statement on Paul Pogba has always been consistent. I've said Paul Pogba, on his day, you could consider him amongst the best, but his day doesn't come enough for him to be considered amongst the best. That's my stance on Pogba. That's what it's always been. Quality-wise, yes. Talent-wise, yes.
Is that your same stance on Partey?
My stance on Thomas Partey is he's not of that level. Full stop.
Let me say this. Egal. No, seriously, Egal.
Partey
is capable.
By the way, you compared him to Naby Keita.
No. I said
he's a juiced up Naby Keita, 100%.
In the sense that, and that's more on his day. I'm not talking quality-wise. When I say Thomas Partey is outside the bracket, it's because when Thomas Partey is on his game, we've seen him boss City. He has it in him to boss the top teams. I'm not saying he can't do that, but what the next step is to put you in the bracket with the rest of the guys is to do it week in, week out, and stay fit. And he doesn't do that. That's why he's outside of the bracket for me. That's my way of thinking. That's you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion in it.
I will repeat this again. I do not think he's in that bracket. We can talk about the injuries and all that, but quality-wise, as players in that position, quality-wise, they are all better than him by a stretch.
I mean, to be honest again, I don't really think you can argue, because obviously he hasn't done it week in, week out. Similar to Pogba. Listen, anyone who knows me, I'm literally one of Pogba's biggest fans. I've gone to town to defend this guy week in, week out. But the fact of the matter is, you can't be a world-class player if you're not consistent. It's as simple as that. And I'm not talking about one season. I'm talking about season in, season out. And at the moment, similar to Martial at the moment, you can't rate a player that's not available. That's your first priority. If you're not available, then automatically you go down the pecking order. And on top of that, you lose respect because Martial's never fit. So all the Martial FC are currently in the mud because the guy's always injured. And same with Partey. At the end of the day, you can't defend him. The guy's never available. So you're having to play Lokonga at Manchester United away because Partey's not available again. And when he was available last time, he got a rinse from what I remember. I think Pogba put him in the last spot. Obviously, that's a different conversation. But listen, let's get back to the game. I just want to quickly get everyone's thoughts regarding how the game's going to go. Obviously, you know, your predictions and then obviously your score prediction. So, Gal, we'll come to you first and foremost. Obviously, I'm trying to be as neutral as I possibly can, yeah. So we'll come to you first and foremost. How do you think the game's going to pan out? And then obviously your score prediction.
I think the game is going to be a tight game, but we're gonna find ourselves with an early goal, and then after that, Manchester United are going to be scrambling, trying to get forward, and then you're gonna get caught out with a second, and then near the end, you're gonna pin it back to make it 2-1. I think it's gonna be extremely tight, but we're gonna take a 2-goal lead, and then you guys are gonna pin one back to make it 2-1.
Okay, fair enough. I must say that that's one thing. I don't know what AK thinks, but I haven't seen this new look. Man United, obviously, I said new look's been 3 games, but we've gone ahead in every single game that we won in these 3 games. So I'm interested to see how we react. Obviously, Arsenal is reacting phenomenally at the moment. Every time they concede, they score straight away, and you've got to respect that. But in terms of Man United, I mean, every time we concede, our heads drop. Obviously,
I'll be real. I don't want to see how we react because I don't want to go.
No, I'm not saying against Arsenal. I'm saying against somebody else.
In the future, maybe. Now, listen. I think Arsenal will be the better team on the day. You know what? I'm going to liken it a lot to the Liverpool game, where we might not have majority of the possession. We might not play the prettiest football. We might even get outplayed on the day. But just by the fact that it's at Old Trafford, and Mons will tell you that day when we played against them, we didn't beat them because we were that much better than them in quality. We beat them because on that pitch, we wanted it more than. Yeah, it was as simple as that. It was that Old Trafford, and they wanted it more than them. And I think it will be the same thing. I think we'll go there. These players will show that they want it, and they will put in the exact same, if not more. Now that they actually look like they have some patterns and some style of football about them, I think we will look a lot better than we looked in that Liverpool game technically. And I think the willpower will still be there. I think the only difference is this time. Liverpool have a demon who's inevitably going to score. I don't think Arsenal have that demon. So I'm saying 2-0 straight Manchester United. 1 goal in the first half, 1 goal in the second half.
But you know the difference is, it's not about the patterns of play. It's that you actually try. You guys weren't trying before. You guys weren't running. You guys weren't making any movement. And you
unfortunately for you, we started trying at the wrong time, bro, because you're next.
No, but you know what? You're getting us at a good time. I get that because we just got some injuries, but at the same time, confidence is high. We're looking very good.
When I see that squad sheet for Sunday, yeah, when I see the Arsenal players getting off that or getting into the hotel, sorry, in Manchester, and I see these Arsenal ITKs all tweeting out saying, "Oh my God, Odegaard wasn't on the bus today. Oh my God, Zinchenko wasn't on the team bus. Oh my God, what's his name? What's the other guy's name as well? Who can miss out?"
The question is, am I going to see you on Sunday?
It depends. I might go to the game. I've acquired tickets.
Gala, you at the game?
No.
I've acquired tickets for the game. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to go or not because I don't like going to big games because they don't normally end well when I go to them.
I'm undefeated in big games. I'm at the game.
They don't normally go well when I go, so I'm still deciding whether I'm going to go or not. I'm still deciding, but yeah, either way, I think it'll be 2-0. It won't be comfortable. It won't be easy by any stretch of the imagination. I think Arsenal will be the better team on the day. I just think that Doggins will give us the 3 points.
Where's the dog? That's where I'm going to be saying when I see the picture.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. Listen, I can't.
By the way, they were talking about the Saliba penitentiary, Osman. I think it's about time. I think it's about time. I got the keys yesterday, bro. Comes after Sunday. After Sunday, the Martinez penitentiary is open, bro. And so far, there's a few man already in the wings waiting. You got Shea Adams and what's his name, Joe Rebo already waiting. You got Mo Salah waiting already in the wings. You have what's his name, Jamie. You have Jamie. None. He bagged, but he was shit, bro. He bagged, but he was shit. You got Firmino waiting in the wings. You've got Jamie Vardy and Iheanacho holding hands on the wings. And something tells me after Sunday.
What about Danny Welbeck?
No, obviously that was Harry Maguire and that wasn't Martinez. That was all. Anything when Maguire was playing doesn't count in my head.
Don't count it.
If you don't win the game, it doesn't count.
Shameless.
We absolutely will win the game. And guess what, Igal? On Sunday, before I even post it on Twitter, Igal, I'm going to send it to you. And I'm going to make sure your boy Gabriel Jesus is front and center, bro. He's going to be front and center of the picture.
Yeah, and you want to know something? You're not going to be able to ever, and no one's going to ever be able to see that picture because we're going to beat you away and at home. Don't worry.
No chance.
Also, do the double overs.
No chance. Listen, if you do the double overs, then you are going invincible, to be fair. Because I can't remember the last time you've beaten it. You've never done the double overs.
Send me that clip where Igal says we're going to do the double over you because I'm going to have that replaying all day on Sunday.
Oh God! Listen, Mons, let's come to you because obviously you've come to Old Trafford this season. Obviously held an L, not for the first time this season. Oh no, actually no. Is that the only game you lost? I can't remember actually. I feel like it is. But anyways, you've come to Old Trafford. You've seen what it's like. What do you reckon? Obviously, this Arsenal team is coming with confidence. There's no denying the 5-5, rightfully so. But how do you feel this one's going to pan out?
Yeah. Arsenal looking really good. I think the only bad Arsenal performance was against Fulham. I think every other performance Arsenal looked very, very convincing. But I do feel like this is their first challenge. Everyone that thinks Man United were the same Man United that lost to Brighton and Brentford, you'd be silly to think that. I think Manchester United right now are focusing more on being difficult to beat rather than blowing teams away.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Arsenal onslaught is going to be heavy in that first 20 minutes. That first 20 minutes, Arsenal, I think, need to go and get that goal. If you get that goal in the first 20 minutes, the game's Arsenal's, in my opinion. If Man United can hold on, I think if they can hold on, then it could maybe be a little bit of trouble. But I think the addition of Casemiro might be a catalyst to the Arsenal onslaught. I really like what I'm seeing from Arsenal, and it's an exciting thing. I generally think the score is going to be 1-1, but I feel like if I had to lean towards who I think is going to win, I'd say Arsenal, but I think the score is going to be 1-1.
All right, fair enough. I mean,
both
go
on,
sorry, Mons, go on, finish off. Sorry.
I just saying both teams are in good form. 3 straight wins for Man U, 5 straight wins for Arsenal. You know what I mean?
6 actually, if you include last season.
Okay.
The guy allowed me. Allow me.
I was about to say, Gal, would you take a draw at Old Trafford? What do you reckon? Are you that confident that you need to get the 3 points?
No, we need to get the 3 points because you know what? Anything less than a win, you guys are going to try to use this as a stick to beat us with, to say, oh, look, all your wins were useless because first team you play, you couldn't get all 3 points. So we need a win.
That is a fact, by the way, and it will be proven on Sunday.
We need to win. That's the reality.
And by the way, I'm gonna prediction right now as well. If Arsenal lose on Sunday, who are you playing after that?
I forget.
You're not picking up the 3 points. Let me make it clear for you now.
Now they've got a nice, easy Europa League game.
No. Forget the Europa League game. Then who's the next Prem game?
I don't actually know. I mean,
Everton.
Yeah, they're not picking up the 3 points.
Everton's dead food.
Then Brentford away. Then Tottenham.
Every time this Arsenal team drops points, they drop points the game after.
Nah, but
it's not wrong. It's different.
It's different. It's different. That was in the middle of a December fixture.
Even in February when you lost the game. You drew the game after.
We lost to.
When you lost to Newcastle, you drew
No. We lost to Man United, but then we also played Liverpool after, and
then you lost to Everton. No, you played Everton first.
Yeah, we played Everton first. That was a demoralizing.
It's crazy. So last year when you were 10 games unbeaten and you lost to United, you played Everton straight after, and then they beat you.
You capitulated.
Yeah, you know what?
And then this year when you lose to United, you're gonna play Everton and they're gonna beat you again. History loves repeating itself.
Okay, you know what matters? When you came to the Emirates and I seen you crying when you're going home.
We're not playing at the Emirates. Unfortunately, we're not playing at the Emirates. Sorry.
Yeah.
Catch me in the
I hope you go because that guarantees a win.
Oh no,
I'll
no!
be-
Don't listen, gal. I will be there. We are 100% winning. Listen, one thing I will say is the atmosphere for me personally. At the Liverpool game, it was probably the best atmosphere I've ever experienced. Realistically, at a game. Obviously, we had the Glazers out of protest. I know if rival fans are mocking us, obviously empty, Old Trafford, etc. didn't happen. But I tell you one thing: what it did for the players, it gives you that extra 5 to 10% on the pitch. You see when Martinez was bumping Salah straight away, the fans were up for it. And I think in this game in particular with Arsenal, because we've got that rivalry as well, the fans are going to be up for it, especially if Martinez clatters someone early on into the game, which is what I'm expecting. So for me personally, if Man United score first, I think we win the game. But I do hear what Munster's saying as well. That first flurry from Arsenal, I am going to be worried about that because also I've got the capabilities of scoring as well. So I think if we withstand the storm and you don't score in the first 20 minutes, I think we win the game.
Yo,
Personally,
you know what? I'm not a pundit. I'm not a BBC pundit. I'm none of those guys. Honestly, I hope we pam you guys like 5-0 or something, but that's never gonna happen.
Listen, if you palm us 5-0, I will donate wherever the donation currently is. I will double it. So whatever, so 760 quid, I will donate the other 700. So I will double it. So I say 14.
And AK, if your boys beat us by a 3-goal margin, that would be the worst case scenario. Anything close, it doesn't really affect our.
Iga, how confident are you you're gonna win it, Iga?
Bro, I'm honestly very confident that we're gonna.
No,
win.
on a scale of 1 to 10, seriously, how confident are you?
I would say 60%.
So you're not that confident.
No, 60% is I'm pretty confident. I'm not confident.
60% isn't that confident. I was hoping for an 80 or a 90%.
No, because even if we don't pick up the 3 points, I'm extremely confident that we're gonna come out of there with something. We're not leaving there with nothing. You know, you seen that Denzel meme? We're not leaving with nothing. We're going home with something. That's what it is.
I want to make a proposition for you, Iga.
You know I don't gamble, bro.
It's not gambling. It's not gambling. It's a simple bet for charity.
What are you saying?
If you walk out of there with, and look at how much leeway I'm giving him. If you walk out of there even with a point, I will donate £150 to GRT. If you walk out of there with nothing, 0 points, you donate £150 to GRT.
Not a problem.
Is that a bet?
Yeah, guarantee.
No problem.
Say less. I'll just take that one. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So that's 3 points to Manchester United and a big donation from Miguel as well. You love to see it. Got it on video. Thank you very much, AK, for sorting out the donation.
Love to see it. We're here to raise the money. And if we beat you by 3 goals, I'll even add in an extra £100 just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it.
No, it's never gonna happen though. Cross it out right now.
Oh God. Listen. We're gonna obviously move away from Man United. I know a gal and
you gotta go.
Yeah. Months, am I right? Thinking you're on a gal show or AK's on the gal show?
No. AK is not. But big up AK, bro. Bro, I need to get you on tomorrow, man. 1-on-1. We need to go. But yeah, allow the Casemiro Thomas Partey stuff. Honestly, realistically,
I'm holding that over you forever.
Listen. Hold it over me. I don't give a shit.
You told me a 42-year-old Partey is better than Casemiro.
Bro, Thomas Partey is younger than Casemiro.
I mean, come on, man. That's just what it says on the piece of paper. Partey is not the age that he claims he is. We can all see. We all got eyes, man. We can all see he's not what he claims.
At least 32, man.
At least 34, man.
Anyways, Mons, who's gonna win the Merseyside derby?
Pardon?
Who's gonna win the Merseyside derby? You worried?
Is there even a derby at this point?
Yo, bro, do you know what? I'll be real. The only risk is a shit draw. Like, it's just a draw. That I'm not.
I've got you down as a draw, man.
No, but you guys are playing terrible right now.
I know. That's what I mean. But they're playing terrible. So it's just who's less stinky.
They're Everton, yeah.
It's who less stinky, and Arthur's not registered to play. So we're going to see Milner and Harvey Elliott, the Brexit midfielder destruction now. That's Milner and Henderson. That's Milnerson, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyways, I think Liverpool is just going to do what they do, routine win once again. Mo Salah finally do something for our fantasy teams. We've been waiting for you to do something. But yeah, big up, man. AK, we'll see each other soon.
I'll catch you.
Sunday, you already know what it is.
Listen, we're going to wrap it there because obviously the boys got to shoot. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that tuned in. If you haven't already, feel free to donate. As I said, the link is in the comment section. It's also in the description. The guys' YouTube channels is tagged in the...
It's tagged in the description down below. Make sure you go follow them on all social platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever they're on. And as soon as Usman decides to come back,
obviously make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Oh my
Yeah, his internet's letting him down.
As if, sorry, I disconnected right at the end. Shaki, I'm back.
No, I finished the outro for you, don't worry, man.
Okay, there you go. Hey, make sure you slap that subscribe channel back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Peace in a bit.
Peace.